Is Love Real, Part 2.
Do you feel like with this new girl that you're dating, is there a possibility of love?
Oh, so go starting with our is it real? I'll answer two things. Fucking love, dude. It's a fucking mirage.
It's a
It's
facade.
oxytocin or whatever fucking biochemistry it's in our brains. I've gotten my heart broken so many times. I like this girl a lot. I would love for it to become something really big and really happy and whatever. But I've gotten my heart broken so many times. I before her, I haven't had any real interest in a girl for a long time.
Mm.
I've joked to myself like I'm fucking gonna die alone. I don't even care
You can even
anymore.
say that to yourself. You told me that all the time. We'd be out
Yeah,
we'd be at a party, we'd be having a good time, and we'd be like drinking and stuff, and you'd be like, man, I'm gonna die alone. And I'd be like, hey, whoa, God, dude, we're having a good time out here.
yeah. I've said that to many people for the last 10 years because that's the other thing. I've had a horrible dating life for the last 20 years, dude. Like it's been
Yeah, but that's
horrendous.
because you were fat.
No, it's not, dude. It's
You
not
don't think?
about that.
What do you think? You think it's
Fat,
a personality
fat
issue? You
people.
think something about you changed something on the inside?
No, I don't, dude. If I knew, it's let's not get into that. So, answering your question, I have no expectations. I've grown as a human being, and I've learned to lower my expectations. So I'm happy now with myself. I'm happy I met a girl which I like. I won't lie. Of course, I want to fall in love. I don't necessarily want kids. I hope I don't get kids. I like her very much. I hope to continue to date her. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
happens will happen. And yeah, no, that's it. And
You
I
know,
don't.
this shows that you've grown, that you really have grown as a person, I think. Do
Fucking
you
therapy, dude.
you ever meet like someone who's like real like old, maybe older than you, and you're like, I don't think you've grown at all as a person. Like, I think you're acting like a 6-year-old right now. Like, why are
Yeah,
you
she's
so angry about these chicken nuggets? When I see things on like the internet about people getting angry about chicken nuggets, or like
yeah, yeah.
they're yelling at the person on the other side of the counter at the Burger King, I get like weird inside, and I just feel like, oh yeah, because we're all just big children.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
haven't
I've
grown
met
at
people
all.
like that. She's called my mom.
Your mom's kind of cool, dude. Your mom's kind of hip.
She's cool and she's a hip old lady, but she's hasn't changed and she's a fucking kid, dude. She's a fucking kid.
Yeah, but
Like
that's just because she's old now. When you're old,
it's
you become a kid again.
so
That's how
hard.
that works.
It's so hard to raise her. It's so hard.
You does she come walking in the middle of the night?
It's so hard to
And
raise
okay,
her.
hold on. Let's do a thing. Okay. I'll be your mom, and I'm walking in the middle of the night, and
No,
you're sitting on the couch.
she's allowed to be out at night, but like I something happened. Oh, I need more lights. Shit. Let me turn on the lights.
Hit it.
That motherfucker is not real.
Well, if you're wondering what's happened, so am I.
Valuable isotopes for use in medicine are recovered in this way.
Mankind stands at the crucial crossroads of history. I'll tell you what I'm going to do about it.
That motherfucker is not real.
A what?
That is an allegation without foundation.
Please stand by.
Is it real?
Coast to coast.
WGTV AM. Late night today.
So love is without a doubt a drug.
Yeah, and it's all done by hormones. It's literally just the concentration of different hormones during early development that completely influence that, which is crazy.
Do you think maybe you know how like you get older and you get less hormones?
Less
Yeah,
Like
horny?
your testosterone lowers, your estrogen
right.
lowers, or that sort of thing?
Exactly.
Do you think maybe that's why people might like fall out of love just because physically their body's just not producing those hormones anymore because it doesn't need it?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons, but I think it's this is a lot more about the development. So literally the whole I think of the brain as like a tree, basically that grows on like knowledge is actually like some of the nutrients coming in. So it looks like a tree. Literally, it's just like all these connections that are forming like with these branches, and basically they're just branching out and connecting based on the information flow coming in. And so if you supplement that with certain hormones, it'll make them grow into a structure that like is more masculine in this area versus feminine. So in early development, those hormone levels are really important. I can give you one example. So have you heard of like looking at the second versus fourth finger, the second to fourth digit ratio?
Yes, I've heard about that.
Yes.
But
So like
tell us more. I think I've
so So if your pointer finger is like shorter than your ring finger, then it means that you had more testosterone during
yes,
early
yes.
development. But like, and usually it correlates like with people who have like more feminine.
But is that real? Is that actually
Yeah,
real?
yeah, they've studied it pretty extensively. It has to do with like at that time in an early time period, like those bones grow longer for some,
Do you mean the gestation period or in the early infancy?
Yeah, this is in gestation.
Okay, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. So interestingly, like there's even with I remember when we were studying this in that class, there was like I guess in cows, they're gonna have like multiple different if they're like born at the same time and there's like a female and a male one, they're twins, you can end up with like the female one receiving a lot of the male hormones and it can really like change them and stuff. So same thing happens with humans to some extent, which is interesting.
Okay, so before I ask a question that has nothing to do with this, but it something about what you were saying before. The topic,
Yeah.
love,
Mm.
is it real? Is it and I'll morph the question. Is it less real because it's a biochem am I wrong saying that it's a biochemical reaction in the brain?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's totally real. I think that makes it more real, honestly.
Because
Okay.
it's tangible?
Well, it depends on what you consider real, but yeah, I think that makes it more real because it's tangible. Yeah, because you could literally take out a part of the brain and make it way less. You can literally like change specific cells and make it way less or more. I mean, you can literally manipulate it physically. You can tinker with the brain and actually just totally control it.
That's yeah.
That
I
is such
mean,
an interesting take.
and I think it's
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I guess in a way the problem with with the word is the bastardization of fucking Hollywood. Romantic the idea of romantic love that Hollywood has given us is not real. This
Yeah.
this
That makes
fake
me really
this
annoyed. Yeah.
fake idea that you meet someone, that you see them across the room, that you
Yeah.
that butterflies, and that you forever love,
Well,
and the
hold
movie
on.
ends.
You don't have butterflies? You're since growing up, you don't have butterflies? You have butterflies.
No, because it's also something that brain guy said. I know that there's all these missing pieces of information about her that I am idealizing, and I have to. And I'm fucking 33 years old, and I've been around the rodeo a few times, and I'm constantly stopping myself and going, "Hey, buddy, take a chill pill. You've met her 4 times, you know."
Yeah.
You be friends, do a little bit of that, do a little bit of that, and wait for the connection to actually become something. Don't get, don't believe this stupid thing that Hollywood, that movies, because again, I love a rom com, You know, fucking. What's my favorite Hollywood? My favorite Christmas movie? The fucking Holiday with Jack Black. You know, like I fucking love rom com.
Well, wait. In light of this, brain guy, then, if it is all just chemical, can't you? Is a love potion a real thing?
Oh, please tell me it is.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. I mean, I don't. So,
Fucking wild.
you know, I'm trying to not say it's all chemical because this neuronal network that you kind of developed over the course of your life, that's going to really influence like that psycho part. That's why I was saying it's like psycho emotional. It really influences how you perceive it and what it means. You know, you end up even like mixing things. Like if you get into we could get obviously into the whole topic of like sexual, you know, arousal, what causes certain people to be attracted to certain things versus other things. But basically they end up kind of getting paired with this network. So it's like based on your experience, this like maybe you'll have some interesting experience of like pain or this or that you then paired with the kind of romantic love sensation, and then every time you have one thing, then the other thing gets activated. So it all just has to do with groups of neurons getting attached stronger and stronger to each other over time.
So
No,
we
I get
could
it. It's not just
make
about.
we could make a potion that could increase her feelings toward him and maybe like keep feeding it to her.
Well, she would be attracted to everything really. I mean, it wouldn't be specific to one person or thing.
And you would, and if I understand Brain Guy correctly, you would also need to know her whole history. You would need to know what she's been attracted to, what she's been, you know,
Well,
what smells.
that would be
like.
ideal. Yeah, I mean, but like, let's say that I mean, they've already done studies with just oxytocin. If you like, there's an inhalable version, like a snort of one that would go through your nose. It goes right through your blood-brain barrier that way. So then you got oxytocin in your brain. They've shown that it seems to increase people's like pair bonding and stuff. So, so it does seem to have like an effect. That's just a very simplistic version of it.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be necessary to me. And yeah, I get it. Yeah.
If there's a chemical associated with pair bonding, are there other chemicals associated with like polygamy?
Well, it's the opposite. It's like that you don't have
Oh.
I think that you don't need as much of it because there's like, because if you look across the animal kingdom, there's obviously those animals that like bond for life, and then there's other ones that don't give a shit. They'll just have sex with any other animal around. So it does seem like the ones that bond for life really use a lot of oxytocin to do that. But there's also, so vasopressin is this weird one that you don't hear as much about, but it actually is involved with like a lot of the jealousy stuff you're talking about, but it has to do with like trying to be like really protective and like just like linked to that person in like in a severe way, which could also, it's important to feel that to some extent, you know.
Holy shit.
Obviously it can go way out of control, but
I mean, we could talk about this for hours.
Yes, I was gonna say, but I do think we have an answer. Is it real? It fucking is. It's a tangible thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. In 10, 20, 30, 50 years, if you're lucky, we could be able to fucking have a pay.
Oh, Emi?
Sorry?
Yeah.
What?
You
oh,
cut
sorry,
out.
you stopped for a second.
Oh,
but you're right.
In
Have the machine that would just do it.
A few breakthrough in science, and Brain Guy here could tangibly quantify love. It's that we are not that far away from that. I
Like
mean,
you have 4 love units.
Yeah.
That's harder. So quantifying.
No. You know what I mean? Like
we could elicit it. We could create it in a person. Yeah. And like
so it's real. So it's real.
Yeah, it's real. It's real. It's just that when we're talking about it, we're all talking about a different thing. It's like you know, you feel love differently throughout the day, you know. So it's like when you say it to your partner, you're both talking about something slightly different because of your experience.
It's a misused construct or concept.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
it's just
it's hard because unrelated question. Just to before we wrap it up, you talked about nurture versus nature.
Nature versus nurture. Yeah.
I'm guessing there's not a definitive answer there, right?
Well, they just, at this point, we just believe that it's constantly a combination of the two in many different ways.
Yeah, I knew that. That's a cop out. Okay, thank you.
It's not a cop out.
Man, I want answers. I don't need this wishy-washy stuff.
Would I be
So-
would I be better if my mom would not have raised me?
Your mom's a sweet
You
lady.
could be.
No, I know.
You
It's a
could
joke.
be better or worse. I mean, yeah.
No, yeah. Better or worse.
That's
Exactly.
that's probably where you get your love for movies from.
But wait, 100%. But then wouldn't that answer be it's nature? Sorry, it's nurture?
Okay, so what you need to look up is like the twin studies. Have you seen that stuff? The twins
Yes,
separated at birth.
Those freak me out, dude, because they're always so similar.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's
I
like
feel like
a big part. That's the
Josh,
part that comes from your
elaborate, Brain Guy, twin
genes.
study.
Who? Oh, another
No.
episode?
Brain Guy. I'm asking Brain Guy to elaborate on the twin study.
Okay, so basically
Please.
you've got tons and tons of twins that were separated at birth for various reasons. Then they studied them later in life, and they find out that like, oh, they have just like all of these extreme similarities. Like these two twins both like to put a rubber band around their wrist, but they've never like been together in their life. They were raised by completely different families. One family was rich, the other family poor. Like, or they like to read the magazine from the back to the front. Like these are somehow encoded in your genes. And just what I'm saying is like mutating genes, affecting genes in any way could have a huge impact on who you are, just like nurture, just like what mother you have or things like that. But then also it's the chemicals that you're exposed to throughout your life. So what medicines were you treated with? What did you eat? And what did you breathe in from your environment? And like you are actually what you eat. It turns out none of the molecules in your entire body were there when you were born. Everything was ingested at different points in your life. So you got to really be careful about what you're eating.
Okay, so there is an answer, and the answer is nurture and nature. Then
exactly, that's what I said.
No. I'm sorry, but yeah. I'm repeating what you said, sir. I'm sorry. I'm reaffirming after a deliberation. After you explained it to us.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I think
I don't know. I don't know how much I believe, but I don't know how much I disbelieve.
So going back to our fucking theme of the night, is love real? I want you to tell me you've been married or in a faithful
Long time,
hopefully 8 years or something like that. Are you as in love or more or less since you've been together?
I mean, probably more. I'd say more. Definitely more.
Okay, so you think love is real. You don't think it's just chemistry in the brain.
No, I don't. What can I say? I'm a romantic. I think it's as real as it gets, baby.
You think you have a soulmate?
Well, I don't know if I believe in the soul, but I believe in love. How could you not?
Okay. No, just to wrap it up. No, I agree, dude. I mean, I don't agree because I haven't. I want to agree. I think love is beautiful. I want to have that. But to be honest, I've never been in love because I feel like in order to be in love, you have to be in love with someone else. Like it needs to be mutual.
Mutual.
I felt love for someone else, but they haven't loved me back. So that's not real love, you know. Love needs to be felt in unison.
What is that if it's one way?
I mean, it's an infatuation or something, or
An obsession.
an obsession. It's more of a appropriate word. You're right. Yeah.
It's like a Stockholm thing. I don't know. Obsessed is a lot. Like you because you can crush on someone.
No, but that's the thing. If you have a crush, I would think the correct word is an infatuation. But if you think you're in love with someone, like you can't stop thinking in someone, you see her down the hall, you know that that's an obsession. I've been obsessed with women. I've been infatuated with women. I think I've been in love with women, but I haven't really been in love with a woman. I've been
What are you with
obsessed.
this girl? You're going on a second date with her. You
I'm
really like her.
infatuated.
What stage are you?
I'm slightly infatuated. I have a little crush. I think she's cute. She uploaded a video today, just like walking in the street, and I was like, oh, she's so cool, you know.
What is she?
And
Is she on Instagram or something?
yep, yep. And I uploaded the Bougainvillea falling tree video, and she went like, "Ooh, that's cool." And yeah, and I felt like, "Ooh,
Did,
she
did
saw it."
are you like you know how there's like manly men, chicks like manly men, but this chick's so badass.
I mean, and she's a progressive chick, you know. Like, no, I don't think. I think I think deep down she probably does like a manly man, but she wouldn't admit it. You know, she's a feminist. She's a hardcore feminist, which I
Mm.
love. I love.
I know it's so
And that's
hot.
the thing, though. But that's the thing, though. On our conversation, like I was truthful. Oh, actually, this is fucking.
A lady.
Tell her I told the story on my first date. I was in a car with
A lady.
8 or 10 years ago in Chile, and I catcalled a girl from the car. Okay, I used to do this. This is before feminism really arrived in Chile, and I used to do this. I wasn't like
8 years
enough
ago.
8 years ago,
Eight
and I
years.
used
8 years ago.
to do this before, and I think it was kind of cute, but it was still bad. I was driving in my car. I saw.
Well, was it kind of cute?
Well, girls laughed and liked it, so yeah.
They
Uh,
laughed because maybe they were uncomfortable.
Can you
Sorry.
let me?
Here, all you.
So I was in the car.
Lady.
Was next to me. A beautiful girl was next to me, and I did this often. I saw her, and I lowered my window. I saw her, and I just like clapped, and I said, "Not you're beautiful." I said like, "What's the translation?" You outdid yourself. Oh my god, you outdid yourself. Like basically saying you're beautiful, and her reaction was like looking at me and like laughing, you know, like, oh, thank you so much.
Yeah,
And
dude.
then and then
A lady.
looks at me horrified, you know, like horrified. She was a good
Razor
friend by
eyes.
like she was a good friend by then, and she was horrified. And obviously I said, what's wrong? She liked it. She smiled. I was just being like, it's a cute thing, you know, like a little,
Mhm.
you know, like a little like a little flirting. And for the next 10 minutes or 5 minutes, she explained that my catcalling was not different than a fucking construction guy yelling, oh, I want to smell your tits, pretty bitch, or whatever. Like it's the
Oh my
same
gosh.
type of attitude, activity or whatever. And it fucking opened my eyes, and she was right. And
Mhm.
that I can trace back that moment as when I started really seeing my patriarchal sexism
Oh,
things that I was doing. I
nice.
wasn't that much of a sexist, but I had a lot of micro sexism attitudes that Chileans, Catholic country and society, we have a lot. We are very sexist. In Chile, it's machismo. I don't know. Sexism doesn't really explain machismo. Machismo is so much better. But okay, sexism.
Machismo includes like your attitude of like the masculinity of like
That's the thing. Spanish machismo is sexism, but it sounds better. Whatever. So I can trace that point to when I started being a better man. And we're talking about feminism and about sexism, and I said that to her, and she loved that story because it's better to be a man that can accept that he was a little bit of a sexist, and then he figured out, okay, I found out that okay, I have micro sexism and a little bit of sexism in me, and I want to be better. But just say no, I'm a perfect man. I'm an ally. You know, I've never done anything wrong. And she loved that story, and she was laughing, and yeah, and I talked about on the date, and I think it's so funny. Please let her know. Like, and I appreciate her educating me 8 fucking years ago and making me a better
Mm.
man.
She led you to that. She led you to this beautiful woman.
No, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Oh, wait, the other day I showed this to someone and they said, "Oh, you're like Ellen," and it made me feel so bad.
No. This is our own thing. Thank you. Thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you, Brain Guy.
Brain guy, please
Brain
come
guy.
back.
Please come back.
I'll be
Please
back.
come back. We'll maybe we'll get you a big brain here. Anything? Anything you want to say to the people about love?
Yeah, dude. Scientifically proven, love is never give up. Love is real. Don't believe in romantic, unreal, unattainable
Well,
Hollywood love.
I mean, you can believe in romance.
Shut up.
Romance is all right.
I'm doing my monologue. Don't believe in unattainable Hollywood love. Believe in the real love where people care about each other,
Mm.
where you build it day after day, where
Mhm.
you have to work on it, where it's
Mhm.
hard,
Mhm.
where you have down days, where you have up days. That's real love. Don't believe this fake bullshit where everything's happy, where blah, blah, blah. Okay? We love
Yeah.
you guys, and we love each other, and we love ourselves.
And it's all just chemicals.
Hit it.
That motherfucker is not real.
Well, if you're wondering what's happened, so am I.
You know, my friend, that my voice is not free. You may have to pay for it at some point.